everyone, GadgetGirlKylie here, and welcome to a very special Monster Hunter Stories video. So as you guys know, I'm a massive fan of Monster Hunter, and I have been live stream Let's Playing Monster Hunter Stories here on my YouTube channel, GadgetGirlKylie. I've spent a lot of hours playing through the game and very much enjoying my time with the game. However, I was thinking to myself there are a couple of things that I would love to see added into Monster Hunter Stories, or perhaps things I would like to see added into a sequel. Fingers crossed, Capcom. Hear me, Capcom! I want a Monster Hunter Stories too! So anyway guys, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my top things that I would like to see in Monster Hunter Stories in the future. Custom saddles and flags. So when I've been live streaming my Let's Play series of Monster Hunter Stories, quite a few people have seen my Monster Hunter Club MONSTIE Rafiki, which is my Thunder Catcher Watcher. Normally, Catcher Watcher is a water MONSTIE, but this is a special MONSTIE that I was able to obtain by doing some DLC online PvP tournaments and getting the egg shard fragments, and it, when hatched, creates a Thunder Catcher Watcher. So straight away people were saying, how do I get a flag on my saddle? And I was kind of thinking to myself, it would be really cool if you could buy blank flags within the game and then create your own flag to add onto your saddle. I just think it would be a really fun feature. And on top of that, just custom saddles in general. I mean, already you can customize the coloring of your armor in the game, and I also think customizing the saddles would be a nice touch. As it stands right now, there are saddle variations. There's a saddle for a regular monster. When hatched, it has a blue background, and then there's also the more extravagant, elegant saddle, which is from a MONSTIE that gets hatched with a golden background, which usually means it has better genes and more unlocked slots. So I just think the ability to buy different saddles within the game with different decorations, you know, different handles and stuff like that, and then the additional ability to fully customize them colors wise would be a really cool feature to have in the game, along with designing flags to add to your saddles as well. New stims and stim upgrades. Some stims are very rare to get in the game, and I do think there needs to be more stim options. You can get recipes to create the beads to gem into your MONSTIES, but I would like to see stims that have the ability to upgrade genes that are already on your MONSTIE. So for example, if you have Might Small, maybe you could get a stim that's just called Stim Upgrade, and then if you use that stim on that slot, it upgraded it to Might Medium, and then if you wanted to upgrade it to Might Large, you would have to use another stim upgrade and upgrade it to Might Large. Also, another idea I had was you could get like a water type stim, and then if you use that stim on a water move, it could give you like a list of all the water genes available, and then you could switch it to that. Of course, these stims could be pretty rare, but I do think it would help you to build your perfect MONSTIE if you had the ability to upgrade genes already within your MONSTIE to higher versions of that gene. At the moment you have the universal stim, which allows you to open up slots on any MONSTIE, and then you have certain types of MONSTIE specific stims like Flying Wyvern stim, which again allows you to open a slot. I don't have a problem with that because those are quite rare, but I do think the ability to use a stim to upgrade genes already in your MONSTIE would be pretty darn handy. Field moves that make sense. I really didn't know what to title this section, so I apologise if it seems a little bit weird. What I mean by this is sometimes I will get a MONSTIE out in the field and I want to be able to fly. Despite it having wings, I can't do so. To me, that just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why, if you have a certain MONSTIE and it makes sense for it to have that field move, why you can't just have a large list of field moves that you can actually use in the field. I mean, you could just press and hold down the B button and then it comes up with a list of what ones you want to perform. That is something simple they could add into the game. Personally, I found it a little bit irritating when trying to search for Poogies and explore the field that I constantly was having to switch in and out certain MONSTIES to use certain field abilities. Surely there's got to be people that agree with me on this one. MONSTIE breeding or cloning. So most Pokemon fans know about the daycare center in Pokemon, and I guess this is kind of similar. So in Pokemon, you can put 2 Pokemon into the daycare. Eventually, they make sweet, sweet love and produce an egg. So I kind of want a similar thing in Monster Hunter Stories where you can select 2 MONSTIES and then they can produce an egg, but I would like more control over the egg that you get. So for example, you could choose a dominant MONSTIE of the pair, and then that means you are definitely going to get an egg of that MONSTIE. So for example, say like I selected a Pink Rathian and a Azure Rathalos. If I chose Pink Rathian to be dominant, I would get a Pink Rathian egg, and I'm more likely to get the genes from Pink Rathian compared to the Azure Rathalos genes. So I think that's a kind of system that would work well in the game, and in combination with this, I would also like to see the ability to gift eggs to other hunters. So as it stands right now, you cannot trade MONSTIES, which I totally get because the story is about bonding with your MONSTIE, raising your kinship, and just going on these adventures together. So it wouldn't make sense to be able to gift MONSTIES to other hunters, but there's no reason why you can't gift eggs to other hunters. So this is why I think a breeding system would be great in the game, because that allows you the ability to pass on powerful genes to an egg and then gift those to a friend if they are looking for certain genes, or if they want a MONSTIE with certain genes already gened in. So I just think this would be a great system. Cloning was also another idea, but it doesn't really fit in with the game, and cloning is self-explanatory, where you pick a MONSTIE and you generate an egg from that MONSTIE, and it has the exact same stats, exact same genes. But it could be a good idea, because then you're obviously able to farm strong genes and transfer them onto other MONSTIES, but I don't feel like that would necessarily fit well into the storyline and lore of the game, whereas the whole MONSTIE breeding does have a place in the game, and I do think it would work well. More MONSTIES rideable in the game. So as a Monster Hunter fan, I'm very much aware of all the badass monsters that are in the Monster Hunter series, and I just think so many more could be added into this game, at the very least in a sequel. At the moment we can't ride Ignator. I can kind of understand that because of where its fin is. It pretty much runs down from the head all the way to the tail, but I think a lot of people agree with me that they would totally love to be able to ride a Ignator and have it as a usable MONSTIE, and there are plenty of other MONSTIES as well that I would love to see, like Mitsusune, Astalos, Gamoth. I could just list so many cool monsters that I would love, absolutely love to have as rideable, usable MONSTIES within this game, guys. Feel free to share yours down below. Renaming MONSTIES. At the moment in the game, the only time you can rename a MONSTIE is when you hatch the egg. This kind of seems silly to me. I've had a lot of people tell me it's because in the real world you wouldn't rename a pet years later. Obviously, a animal gets used to its name the more that you call it by that name. But to me, like, you know, people adopt animals from shelters and things like that, and they often rename them. So I don't feel like that is the reason to me. I just think it's laziness, to be honest. It's kind of irritating when you're farming for genes on a monster and you are hatching multiple eggs of that monster, so you're not naming them every single time, and then you can't rename it later if you don't rename it there and then when you hatch the egg. So to me it is a little bit irksome, a little bit bothersome, and I would just like to see them patch in the ability to rename as and when you choose throughout the game. That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Don't forget to leave comments down below expressing your top things you would like to see in Monster Hunter stories as well, and also feel free to comment on the things that I mentioned in this video. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to click the thumbs up button, guys. Every single like matters, every single like shows support, and it also shows me that you enjoyed this video, and I may make more of these videos in the future. If you are a massive fan of Monster Hunter like me, don't forget to stay tuned to my channel by subscribing today, because I am going to be playing Monster Hunter World when it comes out. I plan on live streaming it as much as possible, and obviously I'm going to be doing other Monster Hunter coverage here on my channel as well. Check out the links down below to my Monster Hunter playlists, including my Monster Hunter Stories live stream Let's Play playlist as well. Love, love, love this game. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take it easy. I look forward to reading your comments, and I shall see you next time, guys. Bye-bye!